Welcome back to another episode of Owning the Weight podcast. I'm your host, Jillian, and my co-hosts, Madie and Abby, are here today. And on this podcast, we talk things wellness, nutrition, and business. The topic that we're going to be diving into today is complacency and why it kills.
I'm excited to talk about this. I'm excited to talk about a lot of things, obviously, but I really want to talk about like comfort zones.
Okay.
What does comfort zone mean to you guys?
Where I feel good and easy.
Yeah.
Comfort.
It's easy street.
I have a comfort zone at my house.
What is it?
I feel really comfortable at my house.
Oh, I thought you meant you had like
a space.
Like I love being at home. Like
Yeah,
it just
same.
in my kitchen particularly, like I could just putz around there and sweep the drawers and cook food and clean and just putz around and sit at the table. I don't know. I just want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know if that
Wherever
was
you
it.
feel the safest.
I do. I feel very safe
Safe,
in my
yeah.
home. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like I am a homebody when
Yeah.
it comes to comfort zones, for sure.
Yeah.
How about you?
Ooh. My comfort zone. Yeah. My house. My
Yeah.
home.
Ooh, I'm also
Actually, you know what? That's a lie. It's not a place. It's a person.
yeah.
It's Raymond.
I
think
was,
it's right.
I was just gonna say I have another comfort zone.
Yeah.
It's my husband.
It's 100% my husband.
When he's there, everything is good. I feel like I don't have to be in charge anymore.
Yeah.
My leader is there. That's how I
Maddie
feel.
and I were just talking about this. This
when,
is so funny.
When Jay's there, I'm like, there's my boss. Like everything rolls up to him. Do you
Yeah.
feel like that? Okay, maybe a little different.
I literally, we
trying.
just had this conversation.
yeah.
I'm not kidding. 2 days ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
you and Madie?
No,
Well-
so Raymond and I, Madie and I were talking about it this morning. She was asking how things were going, and then I was like telling her all the things, So no, 2 days ago, okay, so backstory. Whenever my husband and I first got married, he was out of town for weeks at a time for the first 6-7 years of our marriage. So like I was the decision maker.
Mhm.
I did everything with the kids. I was the boss.
Yeah.
I got the ball rolling. And then he got a job in town, and then we had to learn how to be married
Oh,
with each
Yeah.
other, like
Yeah.
physically there. And so like now it's been a few years.
Mhm.
And so we just had a conversation a couple days ago. I'm like, I'm burnt, man. I'm burnt I have decision fatigue. Like I need you to step up, and I need you to make decisions and be
Yeah.
the boss. And like, I want to be a woman. I want to be like
led.
led.
Yeah.
You know?
And he's
So-
probably so used to not having to think about those
Correct. Yep.
things.
Yep.
So it's almost like it's also too like brain in space and energy, like in your comfort zone, you're not overextended.
I was like, that's
You know?
Ray's comfort zone.
He might start to be overextended having to make those new decisions. So stepping outside his comfort zone. You
Yep.
should have that conversation more and more because like he probably needs to understand it better and
yeah.
Yes.
change his perspective. It's going to take time. So don't get like, well, I don't need to tell you this, but like, like where
Yeah.
we can be like, no, where we can start being naggy.
Nitpicky.
And yeah, you don't want to be like that. You're
And resentful. Like
Okay.
he's not doing it on purpose. It's just something
Right.
new. It's a new habit.
just like
Yeah.
wanting to shift a little bit. Yeah.
Hmm.
And also treating him more like the decision maker.
Yes, that's the part
Okay.
where like I have just made the
Done it,
decisions
yeah.
like without him.
Yeah.
And like he'll even say like, well, whenever like if we go out to eat, like you always say like just have me pick, but whenever I pick somewhere, you're like, I don't want that. And I'm like,
like,
you're not
oh.
wrong. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I've probably set him up for failure in the past, but now I'm just like, it's all you,
Yeah.
dog. So
That's
he
good, though.
planned everything last night. We had a great night as a family last night.
Good.
What do you guys think your mindset has to do with like getting out of a comfort zone?
A lot. I think you have to have a strong mindset.
Have you ever had to plow through a comfort zone recently?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Which one? Talk about it. Like, how did your mindset have an effect on that?
Well, with work,
Okay.
that was the biggest, most recent. Like having that change and everything, like that was a huge step out of my comfort zone.
Well, you were saying, I remember the thing you said that like really, that I took away was you kept hearing all these lies. You
Yeah.
would tell yourself all these
Yeah.
lies.
Yeah.
And you had to keep saying, that's not true.
Mhm.
That's not true.
Yeah.
So that's your mindset.
Yeah, it was
It's-
very negative when it first started. And then once I like kind of caught it a little bit, I was like, okay, like that's not what's the truth right now. Like that's all in my head. And so once I like switched that mindset, like
Oof.
I was able to step out of that comfort zone.
I like obviously it's easier said than done, but anytime like I find myself like with a challenging like mindset, it's always my self-talk
yeah.
every single time. And so I like stop and I'm like, okay, the story I'm telling myself in my head is because it's
Oh.
literally all self-made. Like
Huh.
my husband and I are really getting out of our comfort zone right now. My husband is starting a business. And so like afraid to take risks a lot of the time. And he loves to take risks. He loves adrenaline. And so we've been talking about him, what that's going to look like moving forward. And I'm like, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? Like, what if? And Raymond's like, I'm not basing my decisions, my life decisions on what ifs. And I'm like, yeah, but like, what if?
Yeah. Well, because Ray is like, I'm going to figure it out. Like, if that what if 100%. Happens, he's going to be able to figure it out. And 100%. That's where I feel like you and I are like, what?
I'm like, I want to have the answers now.
Yeah.
But I also know, like, if one of the things does happen that I'm saying what if to, like, we will figure it out.
Yeah. It's not the end of the world completely.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel like staying in that comfort zone impacts your like personal, professional growth with this business?
There is none whenever you stay in a comfort zone.
Yeah.
There's like there was like a picture and it's like a circle. And it's like your comfort zone is the circle and then growth is on the outside of the circle.
Yeah.
Like there's no growth if you're staying in a comfort zone.
Yeah.
I heard a very wise person say it doesn't necessarily get easier as you grow. You continue growth. You just get more comfortable being uncomfortable.
Oh.
And so you think of that like comfort zone and uncomfortable being on the outside. And like if you're constantly someone who's growing or striving for growth, you're always trying to live outside that circle. Or like once you get comfortable, like I'm not saying it's bad to be comfortable. There's been seasons in my life where I'll just say, I just wanted to be complacent. Like I just wanted to like, I'd been through a lot and I'd say, can I just have 6 months of being complacent and happy where I'm at? Because maybe we had a stem of growth and I just wanted to be happy where I was at for a moment and reacclimate before I started to grow in another area or something. And I just, at first I would run from it. And then after a while I thought, can I be comfortable for a little bit?
Yeah.
So then there was this like, how do you also feel gratitude for where you've come and what you've done? And I don't necessarily know if I would call that even being comfortable, but because like if you're you guys are the other extreme, I think. And I wouldn't say I'm a growth extremist, but you have like people maybe like Ray, who's more growth extreme, where you tend to be more comfort zone. So like for you to step out, it feels uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Whereas like Ray's used to feeling all this uncomfortableness, but like at the same time, is he feeling enough gratitude of all the things he has accomplished? And
that's a great perspective.
And like as I had grown this business, it's been such a perspective looking at the business sometimes from the outside because I forget what we've done.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I got to be proud of where we're at because a lot of times when I talk, like Jason says, you never give yourself enough credit. You're always so negative about the business. You always think it's horrible. You always don't think it's good enough. And it's like, because I know how much better it could be. And it's like constantly striving for more. And it's like, when he started saying that to me a couple years ago, it made me really realize I was lacking gratitude. And so I don't know why I compared it to comfort zone, but it was almost like being content and happy with what I have had as I continue to strive for growth. Because like, am I making sense?
Totally.
Yeah.
Because at first I don't even think I knew how to like have that gratitude. And I keep using the word complacency, but like, that's a good way of thinking is like knowing that you're there and, I've got something and I'm happy with that. But I am going to continue to keep growing, but I'm also going to acknowledge where I've come and be really happy. So I want to say like, that's a space. And I don't believe that's complacency. Like when you move up or you achieve something new is being able to recognize that versus always be chasing more and more and more and never actually have the gratitude to recognize where you are because those are two totally different people.
Yeah.
That is a great point. I've never thought about that.
Yeah.
Well,
that's a great point.
Because I was just like plowing through life. I got sick and I just like, I was never happy. And a lot of it came down to my like striving for more and overloading. Hence the reason we hired you to help me because I was like not in a good spot. And now slowing down and having assistance and being able to like build a strong team around me, like I've felt so much gratitude lately and realized like I was kind of an idiot before.
Well,
I
we all go through that.
Yeah.
We're only human.
But to be able to like get through something and be happy and grateful for where you are, but then to go ahead and grow again or maybe grow in another aspect of your life.
Like taking a little growth rest. It's like working out your muscles. Like you have to have an off day. To get buff, you got to shred your muscles apart. And then you're sore. And then you keep going. You just get really freaking sore. And then you might injure yourself.
And a lot of times when you're striving for one thing in particular, one thing, whatever that thing is, it can take a lot of like time and mental energy, depending if it's physical, it can be physically taxing. If you truly put all into that thing, a lot of other areas in your life will suffer or just not get the amount of whatever it is. So just, you have to also realize too, if you're juggling multiple plates, like a family, a business, and a career, and also your personal health, like all those things, like just because you go after one thing and you grow, you can't let everything else in your life fucking slip.
Yeah. That's true.
So you got to be able to like carry all of it with the growth. I think that's when I look at successful people, I look at people who have good families, who have time on their hands, and who are happy.
Yeah.
And also have, success of whatever the things. But like, if I look at people who are successful with all this money, but they don't have like these other things in their life,
family, or
whatever. Like, I'm like, that doesn't.
That's not success.
Maybe not to me.
Yeah, exactly.
And it might be to them.
Yeah.
It might not be to them. And so like, everybody's got their own idea of what success looks like. And so like you can get really into the comparison game with like growth. Oh, I want to be like her. I want to be like him. And it's like, dude, you're not them. Like, what is your life and what is growth for you? Worry about yourself.
Yeah.
Like people are so worried about other people and comparing themselves or like judging against others. Well, they're that far. I should be this far. Or like, why did they get this promotion? Like, I've been here longer. Like, worry about yourself. Sometimes we're so comparing to others that it like, you just need to focus on you and getting yourself better.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was like a rant right
no,
there.
That's so
girl.
true.
Next question.
I was like, that's true though, because
Dude.
like I look at myself and I'm like, I'm 30, I'm single, I don't have kids, and I'm like, I'm just
but
girl, you're 30, you're single, you have kids.
Abby's the good angel on my shoulder. Just kidding. I'm the negative. Abby's the positive.
I was just saying, you got to focus on you and what your goals are and what you are. You can't think about those things. They're only going to drag you down.
Yeah. So just, stepping out of that comfort zone. And
I had to get over that when I was running the business. There was this severe insecurity in me because I didn't have a college degree. I didn't even go to college. Like, I went like a year and a half, maybe.
Yeah, same.
Like, and I'm like, I remember when I was joining my business groups and going to these like business meetings with all these CEOs and business owners, like I felt so stupid. Yeah.
I can definitely relate to that.
And
I went to cosmetology school.
And now I would be like, it doesn't give two shits. Like you still got to do the work. You still got to figure it out. Just because you went to college
how resourceful you
it doesn't mean you're going to be good at running a business.
True.
Doesn't mean that you're going to lead people, So it was like, I had to find that in myself by just being uncomfortable for a really long time and started I remember people who worked for me. I'm probably in the first 6 years of business would say, "Oh, Jillian's the CEO," and I would cringe.
Really?
I would cringe. I did not want to call myself that. I didn't think I was. I wasn't.
You feel like imposter syndrome.
I didn't feel like I was worthy of that. So I would just put founder and owner on my signature. Aww. Yeah, it was just a couple years ago I changed it.
Slay.
Yeah, good for you.
As you should.
Well, I mean, I started doing.
I'm happy you came.
Yeah.
I came to that.
I grew a pair and had to start doing things differently. Like at first, like when I opened the business, I wasn't a CEO and I knew it. It was like I wasn't just going to give myself that title and then. I really, truly didn't feel like I was operating like a CEO. And then when I started doing things different in the business with like strategy, did I really start feeling like, oh, now I'm becoming a CEO and I get it. And I felt a little more connected with the title. But at first I was like, I'm not worthy of this or whatever because it was so outside my comfort zone.
Yeah. Well, I feel like with comfort zones and all that, like, fear comes with it. Like, I think people are terrified of going out of their comfort zones. What are like some strategies that have helped you guys overcome the fear of getting out of that comfort zone?
That's where my faith comes in. Because
I was just going to say trust in the Lord.
Trust in the Lord. So like asking God, why or lead me, asking him for guidance and stuff. Like he has given me enough to help me get to the next. And then he's providing and then thanking him for those provisions that are helping me. So it's just like trusting him above all else.
Yeah.
Like, so I would say that has definitely helped me. And then also too, like having a solid best friend partner.
Yeah, that was mine.
Like, Jay's always believed in me. Like, he's always been like, he'll tell me truth. Sometimes he's like, dude, you're out ahead of your skis. He's like, I know. And so like, it's like we both know. He's like, I'm not gonna lie to you, Jillian. Or like other times he's like, dude, you don't give yourself enough credit. So he's been very much level-headed truth teller to me. You feel like Ray has been to you too?
Oh yeah. Well, so I'm the Jason in the scenario.
Oh.
Ray's the you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like I look at it as like Ray is owning and operating this business. And I'm like, well, like whenever you go in full time on it, like, what if you don't make enough money? Like he's the breadwinner in our family. Like he pays our bills.
Yeah.
But like, and then I take a step back and I'm like, Abby, it's Raymond. He's literally the hardest, one of the most hardest working people that I know. Like he won't let something pass. Like not happen.
Like he'd figure it out.
He would take, he takes care of it. He'd get shit done.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, I got to support him because like, I know who he is, like down to his core. Like he would not let anything happen.
True.
So.
But yeah, it's scary. A huge adjustment.
It is a huge adjustment.
Yeah. Normally I've heard I think Jason's told me this. He's like, if it scares the shit out of you, it's the right decision. Yep. It's the right decision.
Yeah.
It do be scaring the bejesus out of me.
And I'm terrified.
Yeah.
And I mean, calculated risks.
We're still working towards
calculated risks are important. Like if we're talking about financial like choices to like outstep your comfort zone, like be smart, maybe get some advice or counsel from somebody who can advise you if you have financial questions, or maybe you just need to get your shit together for a year so you can do that thing. Yeah. If you prepare yourself, you're a little more prepared. Yeah. One of our friends, Madie, who actually I had him on the podcast, like the first 20 podcasts I ever did, had this amazing job, corporate America. He did what Jay did. He was a wholesaler. Oh. He left wholesaling to start a biotech company.
Wow.
Making no money. No money. Like his wife don't even work. They have 3 children. Like he is living on his savings and the hopes that one day he's going to sell this company. Like it's been 5 years now. Like it's all his cards are in that
basket.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just think about the risk he's taken. When you talk to him, he's so level-headed and he's still got the same passion today as he did.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, it's wild. I talked to his wife last year. We went on a trip. When we went out to California, we met with her and one of other Jason. Okay. And I remember she said at the pool, she goes, we used to have such a nice life. And then Madie quit his job and it's just, it was an adjustment.
Yeah.
That'll be how it is for us.
Yeah. And she's like, it was just, I was really scared. I'm like, Madie, we have children. He's like, it's going to be fine. I'm prepared. You know?
Yeah.
So
is it going well now?
Yeah. I mean, he hopes to sell it probably in the next 2 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Go,
That's
Madie.
Awesome.
Go, Madie.
Get it, Madie.
He's the bomb.
Madie'sTheBomb.com.
Tell me about a time you had to step out of your comfort zone, Abby.
Ooh. Well, the most recent is with Ray, but I'll try. Yeah. I'll think of another example. Actually, I think just putting my faith out there.
Yeah,
that's a big one.
You know,
more like
it's hard. You're like afraid of rejection.
Yeah,
I was afraid of rejection.
I don't even. Yeah, rejection and just judgment from people, like thinking that. How do I articulate this? There are examples of Christianity out there that are not very Christian-like.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And so I don't want people associating me with like that example.
Yeah.
You know? And so like that was probably like my biggest fear. Like people thinking I'm judging them or like I don't like them because they're a certain way. When like in all reality, like I love you.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to be like Jesus. I'm trying to treat you like Jesus, how Jesus treated everybody. So that was probably my biggest fear.
Interesting.
But I think just like having the mindset of like,
what do you think one of the benefits have been since you did it?
Oh, golly, God has showed up more in my life.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Like I've been able like now, like, and plus this is going to sound like a little corny, but like it is what it is. But like, I can firmly say like, I'm a child of God. Like I know who I am.
Okay.
Wow. Like I couldn't say that before.
Yeah.
So
Oh, you stand a little firmer.
Yeah. Look at me. I'm getting
rooted like our girl Tina.
Yeah.
What do you think, Madie, is one of the biggest benefits you've experienced with work, stepping out of your comfort zone?
I think just like the growth of it and like the confidence I've gotten from it, like being able to take on more and having the confidence from you and Sid and all that, like that has helped tremendously, like in my life in general, not even just like with work, like just being able to like walk in a room and be like, I'm supposed to be here. Like I'm confident to be here. Like
that's cool.
Yeah. So I think the confidence for sure has been like one of the big things that's come out of it for me.
What about you, Jillian? Like besides the business,
what has been a benefit?
What's like a big challenge that you've
gotten you out of your comfort zone?
Mm-hmm.
When you were talking, I thought of another one, but it's also in the business. Well, definitely say I was going to compete in a legitimate Missouri amateur golf tournament. Scares the shit out of me. But I'm like, let's go.
Yeah.
Put me in, coach. Like, I want to see it. Like, can I hang? So what I'm looking for in that competition is, how bad did my heart rate elevate? How long did it take before I could get my nerves under me? And how long does it take before I can feel myself flowing on the golf course? So the first amateur tournament I was supposed to play in was July 1st and 2nd. It got canceled due to the landslide in Illinois.
Sinkhole.
So my coach was like, hey, I'm going to hook you up with two like really good golfers that are in college that like, which one of them is like,
amazing.
Like better than a scratch golfer. She shot like a 68 or 69 the day I brought her out to Meadowbrook, like 3 under par. Yeah. Anyways, she's like, I'm just going to have you play so you can at least go out with some good girls. So I take them out and I'm not like nervous around them, but my freaking heart rate was jamming through about 6 holes. And it wasn't until number 7 did I feel myself relax and allow myself to play. And I said, holy shit, that affected my performance. I was shaking. I was nervous putting on the tee. My breath wasn't under me, and that affects your play. And I'm like, those are the type of things I want to learn to master. And so like that
total self-control.
Yeah. Well, like, and it's also to the confidence of being in the pressure situation of competition. So like, I just haven't had that experience. So I feel like once I do 1 or 2 of them and I get to feel it, I'm going to be like, there it is. Okay, let me learn how to embrace that. So I think for me is just putting myself in that situation. I'm excited for it. I know I'm going to be affected by it. I've read about it in my books that I've studied about mindset and everything. Like you just can't prepare for the heart rate. Like you can't. And so the only way I can prepare is to making my practices and my games that I play with like other players more competitive and serious.
Just doing it over and over and over again until you get comfortable.
Yeah. So like Jay's like, I'm going to take you out with good golfers. So he's taking me out with 2 of his friends. They're both like, one's a 2, the other one's like a scratch golfer. And like, I have to play with them. It's nerve wracking.
Yeah.
You know? So, and we play match play. So I'm on one of their teams. So I have to like, you know, so it's like, he's like, this is going to help you. And I'm like, I get it.
That's good.
It. Yeah. I get it.
So we've talked about a bunch of fear when it comes to like comfort zones. What about the benefits of getting out of your comfort zone?
Well, you grow. That's it.
The growth,
What did seem
a stronger
so
mindset.
scary before doesn't. So like that comfort zone for you, it's a little.
No, the comfort zone gets smaller. Right? Or no, your comfort zone gets bigger.
That's what I would think.
I'm
like
sorry, yes,
you're growing. So like you
everything more and more becomes comfortable.
Gotcha.
Yes. So like yours might be here where someone else's is here. So in order to that's like the analogy I was thinking.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, I would think like
we got there.
And also too, like I said, like if I can overcome this competitiveness, like I just want to do it. But then I think maybe next year or the year after, I'll see if I want to do it and really pursue it in a way to like, I mean, obviously I want to win, but I just wanted to get myself doing it.
Yeah.
But then to actually do it and like go out there to like crush people.
She's going to go out there and whoop your ass.
How cool would that be? That'd be so awesome.
Abby and I are going to bring fatheads.
They're going to have the little like the one.
Her face on the stick
the
with
foam
the one.
fingers.
Oh my gosh. Please don't.
Just at the end when you win. Not like during.
Just kidding. Well, Madie and I drive past on a golf cart
in all black.
I'm going to be so embarrassed.
With your song.
I'm going to be so embarrassed. Oh my God, please don't. Please don't.
With the
song. So what's one piece of advice you guys could leave with the listeners today to step out of their comfort zone?
Challenge yourself with something. It doesn't have to be big, something small.
Yeah.
Something realistic.
I would say if there's something you're wanting to do, talk to someone about it. So you can sometimes when you just say it, it's not, oh, you told somebody. So I did something yesterday where I was like, okay, this is the first time I'm actually verbalizing this. And I said that out loud. And I said, so you guys are the first to hear it. But like, I recognize when I do those things because once I say it, now I've told other people.
Yeah.
There's a little accountability there.
No take backs.
Yeah. And people can also ask you questions. And so you just get more comfortable talking about the idea. And a lot of times, like the idea of it is scaring you. So if you can start talking about it and it doesn't have as much power over you.
Yeah.
You know, so whatever that thing is.
Yeah. What about you, Madie?
I would just say, just take like one little step at a time. Like it doesn't have to be like some big thing. You're just jumping out of there. That's kind of how I take it just because I'm always scared shitless when I have to step out of my comfort zone. So just taking one little step at a time has definitely helped me overcome anything. So
cool.
Awesome. Well, thanks guys. We hope that this helped you find something to get out of your comfort zone. If you liked it, please like the episode, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.